I'm paying.
You're a big heart, doll.
Oh, we're a children's home.
I thought they were closing them all down.
Not bloody quick enough for me.
£29. Thanks.
Thanks.
Come on, guy, let's go. Come on. Must be my lucky day. Greeting Waynes, polar bears, and Pogo Patterson. Can I understand what Carol sees in that laddie?
No. I don't suppose you can.
Can you no read? You're not supposed to feed the animals.
Well, he was your twin. No, your shadow.
I was telling him about the job.
Some bloody job.
You're awful snobby all of a sudden. Well, I feel brilliant. There were 60 applied.
And all stupid bastards. YTS. Youth training for fucking slavery.
Should that no be YTFS, Pogo?
Didn't waste your breath, Carol.
It's a start.
To what? It's not like you think out here. Nothing like that lot tell you. I should bloody ken. I've had a year of it. You'll just no manage on that, that's all. No once you're out there on your own. Didn't fool yourself.
You'd always stay with us.
Aye, that's what we've always wanted. Sleeping rough with a load of layabouts and a smelly rat.
We're looking for somewhere next week. Just the two of us.
Well, that'll bring you into the real world, won't it? Look, I'll write down how to get to our place, then you can find us when you run into trouble.
The day I come looking for you, big man, you'll ken I got a job with pest control.
Round one to George. But give it to me anyway. So as I can invite you for cocktails when we get ourselves settled.
Hello. He's gonna miss you.
Oh, me too.
Are you nervous?
A bit. But really, I just can't wait to get out there. A proper home again. Like with Mum and Dad.
You and your brother together forever.
Oh, well, that's not exactly what I've got in mind. But we're the only family either of us has right now. That's the way we want it, until we've made something of our lives.
You finally start tomorrow, doll.
Aye, we want to be at the house in by 8:30.
I'll give you a shout first thing. I hope you weren't paying too much attention to our friend Pogo the other day.
I do have a mind of my own.
He just loves winding people up.
Seems to work. Bad things have happened to him, so he expects everything to go bad.
Thought you were supposed to be the social worker.
We've got good memories. We're luckier than him.
Lucky. Because we're no like him. Wanting everything on a plate, no prepared to work.
We know what we want. And we're on our way.
The thing is we have to be out in 4 weeks.
4 weeks? There's no way we could find you housing in that time or anything like it. Surely the children's home will let you stay on.
They're not allowed to keep us on after we're 18. They don't get the money.
This is forever happening. I don't know what the social work department think they're playing at, but holding a gun to our heads isn't going to increase the housing stock. We'll have to put in a very strong complaint.
What about us?
Well, we'll keep your name on the waiting list, and the minute anything comes up, we'll write and let you know.
How are you going to do that?
Sorry?
Well, if we've nowhere to stay, where are you going to write to us?
It's very important that you do inform us of any changes of address. We've a list of bedsits here that I can give you, but just because they're on the list doesn't mean that we can vouch for them, merely that they meet with environmental health requirements.
How long do you think it'll be before we get a proper place?
From us? I'd say 2 years at least, if you accepted any area. For the areas on your form, you need to wait 10, 20 years.
£60 a week each, sharing with anybody and everybody. Bloody cheek.
Some of them must be better. Otherwise, nobody'd be able to manage.
We'll manage. Make damn sure we'll manage.
These are quality conditions I'm providing here. £50 a week is very reasonable, as I'm sure you'll agree if you've looked elsewhere.
Some places are dearer.
And few are prepared to accept young people like yourselves, or with a television in every room.
We don't really need a television.
But you do want a decent place, and they're not easy to find. £50 a week is not expensive.
Well, we don't earn much more than that between us. Even if you had a smaller place that needed doing up, one that we could afford, we'd do it up ourselves. We don't mind working.
And we could share, just for the now. I'm hoping to get a better job soon.
We'd all like better jobs.
I'm a shorthand typist. I went to college. I'm just a waitress at the moment. I got good marks and I'm hoping to get a secretarial job.
Secretarial? I might be able to help you there. I could do with a secretary. Maybe I could give you a trial period. If you come up to scratch, I could use you part-time and halve the rent.
I hope you're not another one.
Sorry?
A door banger. There's hundreds of them in this house. I put up notices, but nobody pays any attention.
I don't suppose they mean to upset you.
It's thoughtlessness. That sometimes a lot worse than malice, don't you think? However, dear, I hope you'll be very happy. And you too. hope you're not a door banger.
No, Mrs. House supporter. You right there? Just so as you can't say I'm no thoughtful. Decided to take first turn at making the tea. And seeing as how it's our first night of freedom.
Oh, I can do better than that. A room warming present from the home.
Oh, nice one. Oh. Things are looking up.
Is your baby brother? Do you look after him? Like a baby. There you go. Very good. No, she's not right. Cheerio. Cheerio. Is that right then? Hold on. Is it?
You wouldn't be daft enough to leave food in there, would you? It's like putting bread out for birds.
It was only tea bags.
Nowt's safe for that lot. Anything they can't stick in their gubs they sell to their mates. Anything I want to keep, I keep in here.
Got any chocolate biscuits?
Christ. This place makes you bulk, eh? Henderson was looking for you earlier. What's he got you doing?
Typing.
It's a new one. Just typing.
And secretarial. Letters to his lawyer and builders and that. He's got other places.
Other places and other people. Oh, Jesus Christ. I hope that bastard paid extra for that.
Yes. Apparently, it does matter. It seems essential. Don't ask me, ask my daughter. Ask the Jean Harriet nursery class. Ask anyone else you like. But just get me a tricycle with a yellow saddle. I couldn't agree more. I just don't fancy being sent to Coventry at my own daughter's birthday party. Okay, so there'll be no mistake. Fine. If I'm not here, you can speak to my secretary, Miss Forbes.
One more whine out of you, my lady, and you'll have served your last mixed grill. There's plenty of people out there only too happy to take over your job. So just think on that over your break and get yourself back in there with a better attitude. And no a single second late.
That'll be him all night now. You can't take cheek.
That wasn't cheek. I was just telling him my pay wasn't right.
That's what he calls cheek. Do you fancy Aberdeen and Rangers for a draw?
It's just no fair. That's 20 odd hours unpaid overtime we worked last week. Now he's trying the same thing this week. Somebody's got to stand up to him.
Well, it's not going to be me. And if you've any sense, it's not going to be you either. Unless you've got yourself another job or a rich fancy man. Dundee and Morton. You'll be the one that loses out. You stand up to him, he sacks you. You're on 13 weeks suspended benefit. He's got himself a new worker that doesn't argue. You're starving, he's smiling. Carol Forbes, 0. Wee Plucky Balls, 125.
Miss Black, can we have you in here, please?
So this is your hidey hole? I've been waiting bloody weeks for that invite.
And if David Holmgren told you where I was.
I keep away from that place. The night before I left, I was woken up by Ted trying to bash one of those wooden stakes through my hair. I nearly didn't make out my coffin in time.
One of Henderson's better rooms. How'd you manage that?
I pay. I know the way you think either. I work, remember?
This is a bloody crap idea.
What?
Stay in here.
I'm sorry you don't like it, Pogo. Only the Sheraton was fully booked.
It's you I'm thinking of.
Oh, well, you needn't bother yourself. I'm quite capable of looking after myself.
But you can't, Carol. No the likes of Henderson.
I'm the one who used to look after you, remember? And now I'm poor wee Carol who can't handle Henderson. Need help from big, strong Pogo, the macho man, who isn't fear to work for him. Or maybe that's no a chore video for him to sell. Maybe that's one of your fold-away coffins.
It's not the same thing. OK, look. I sell to Henderson when I want to. He doesn't own me. He doesn't even care where to find me. It's use or be used, Carol, and I use him. If you stay here much longer, sure as hell you're going to be fucked.
We'll not be here much longer. It's just for the now, to keep going. We'll move on somewhere better the minute we can afford it.
We'll never afford it. None of us. Know what you're after.
It's not much to want.
A house. A job. A happy family. And all got behaving nicely. We're not going to get that. Keep believing it and you'll end up a loony or a junkie. Maybe if your mum and dad was...
We're not like you.
I remember these. These are the first things I remember about the home. You gave me that the first night I was greeting.
You were always crying back then.
Didn't do me much good, so I stopped it. Don't cry, little boy. Mummy Bear will look after you.
You thought I was daft, even then.
I thought you were great.
I'm glad somebody thinks to tidy up. I'm sure I saw rats in here last night.
Wouldn't you think ones were they?
Awful wheat tea. No sugar. My mother used to say tea wasn't tea without sugar. She was a great believer in eating well. No one got up from her table hungry.
Well, seems she's no living in this house.
Oh, no, my dear, she wouldn't have liked this house at all. She wouldn't have stood for Mr. Henderson. Or the things that go on here. She was a good Christian lady. She would have put a stop to it.
Jam pieces are not a proper dinner, not when you're working. It's the third time this week.
What do you want me to do about it then?
You're the one that did the catering course at school.
Home economics it was called, no black magic. There's £18 a week between us after we've paid Henderson, right? There's the electric meter, the laundrette, bus fares to work. We wouldn't even have this if I hadn't tapped Moira for a couple of quid.
You shouldn't have taken money from her.
Well, you shouldn't have had your shoes mended then.
Do you expect me to go to work in my stocking feet?
She used to brush it every night. You have lovely hair, Elizabeth, she used to say. It's so sad, dear, it's gone this awful colour.
Carol, I thought when Henderson said half the rent, he meant for both of us, not just you. We should ask him about that.
He wouldn't take less money now.
Maybe if I offered to do some odd jobs around here. I mean, this place is falling to bits.
He doesn't care.
Carol, we could ask him. Look, I'm sick of this. It's not as if I could get any extra money by doing overtime. The boss is going rag at me because I slept in twice last week with all that racketing at night.
Her face at the window as I came up the road. That always made me feel good.
Look, we could ask him.
He'll no listen.
Carol, we've got to try.
Sometimes at night, I think I see her still.
It's a matter of making a proper return from investment. I'm a businessman. I'm offering a service, but it can't be run at a loss.
Carol's doing a lot of typing for you.
That has been taken into account. Your rent, as you know, has been discounted.
It worked out at 50p an hour last week.
Yes. You have a complaint to make to me, have you, Carol? Well, as it happens, that problem is easily solved. I find I no longer need any typing services. That, of course, will give you a good deal more spare time.
The rent?
The rent will have to continue to reflect my costs. It will revert to the original amount. Unless, of course, we can come up with another way for you to earn a discount.
Yeah, I could do work around the place.
That is not a suggestion which interests me. I have various business interests which could offer you useful employment. I'm not averse to letting young people get the chance to earn a living.
Well, that's all we want. We've never asked anybody for charity.
Well then, we should be able to reach an agreement. You need a home, and I need personnel.
You filthy bastard! What do you take her for?
And I'll take you somewhere safe.
And those two children, what are you going to do about that?
You can't just chuck us out. We paid a week's rent in advance.
Your rent card, son, eh?
Okay, did they give us one?
No rent book, no rebate.
There's nothing I can do, Mrs. Reed. They're not our responsibility. Just be thankful you are.
Old women and children thrown onto the street, defenseless, without a place to go. Is that what you all want? Is that what you want?
For heaven's sake, Mrs. Reed, stop that at once. It's not their fault.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Aye, I'm going to let him go soon. Do you want to see my laugh?
Well.
His tail's horrible.
Do you want a hold? Well, not just pal.
It's a bloody tip.
It's safe.
From what?
People.
fancy another visit, pal? You didn't come with a famous act, did you? You've had a fire eaters and sword swallowers. Kenny's more original. He's a pin swallower.
Pins?
One safety pin once.
Crap way to get yourself a bed for the night.
He was only 16. He hadn't got used to it yet.
Spent last Christmas in the hospital there, with nurses and psychiatrists all round him. Tell me, Mr. Chung, how long have you been a pin swallower? I ken a wee laddie that swallowed a pin. It was a sin. He swallowed a pin.
It made me grin when he swallowed a pin.
I'm no kidding.
He swallowed a pin.
Perhaps he'll die. Everyone's no as strong as you, Pogo. He's no strong. He just doesn't like people.
Same bloody thing. Same bloody thing.
Mrs. McGuire, interview booth 1, please. Interview booth 1.
You can't leave her like that. Just look at her.
I'm very sorry, Miss Beaumont. There's nothing more I can do.
You've not been listening. She's got nothing. Really nothing.
The interview is over, Miss Beaumont.
You're telling her to go out there and starve until she's 18. That just can't be right. You must have got it wrong.
I think you can rely on us to know the regulations.
But how's she supposed to live?
The way she has been up until now, I would suggest.
Suzanne Kelly, booth 3, please. Suzanne Kelly, booth 3.
You want an incognito? Yo! Go for it.
I was only trying to help. I just thought that if they knew the whole story, they'd be bound to give her something.
Aye, well, that's the kind of fucking crap you would think, isn't it? You were the only one in the whole fucking home who kept believing in Santa Claus after primary.
Some chance. Were you whispering the truth in my ear every bloody December?
One of my foster dads told me when I was 7 to teach me to be bloody grateful.
Did it?
I pissed in his slippers and they sent me back.
On Christmas Day?
No, they were a caring family. Boxing Day.
He's paying me a birthday party. That's brilliant. Oh, you should have said. I would have short you something special.
I was thinking of painting the whole room.
Oh, aye, it's just what this place needs, eh?
Well, this place needs is demolition.
Must be your birthday, Zoe. Somebody sent you a kissogram.
Where's the fishnet tights then?
Under his overalls. If I wondered what was under his overalls.
And what you lot need is to get yourself a job.
No things of pride.
Ignore him.
Ignore who?
George.
Sound idea. Hey. Is that meant to be me like? You might have painted me a better looking jacket.
Paint it yourself. I'm not leaving me in that. I can't stand green. I'm giving me a blue velvet, low cut.
I'm for red satin off the shoulder. What about you, Zoe?
Gold lammy.
It's Zoe's daft brother. He's brought a big pal.
The police.
Yay! Zoe!
Oh, look!
Do that again, pal, and I'll break both your legs.
Fancy a drink?
You paying?
Just this once.
Your legs are safe, son.
Some birthday presents. Chored paints and a daft soft toy with money from selling his arse.
You're a pure bastard, you. Every time you open your mouth, it's to put somebody down. How else are any of us supposed to get anything, eh?
Everything I get, I work and pay for.
Well, lucky for you, pal. Lucky for you. I'm doing at that job centre every other day. Knockback after fucking knockback. Folk treating you like shit. Looking down their noses at you. Do you think I enjoy living like that? It's cracking me up.
It's cracking you up because you keep trying. You're playing their game, pal. You need to adjust to the real world.
Didn't give me any more of your crap. And stop throwing your luck in your faces.
Lucky. Working 50 hours a week for 60 quid, living in this dump.
How much do you think he's got to exist on? The big O. Nothing pounds a week. And him and her.
Aye, do you expect me to believe that?
They've told you before, George.
They're under 18. They can't get a YTS place and they can't go home.
How no?
To your father that does that.
The worst things are, the more the stupid little bastard closes his eyes and screams it's all okay. Does he no ken that he's dancing at his own bloody funeral?
Just didn't be too hard enough. He's awful down right now. He's trying to get us another bed sit. He just keeps on getting knockbacks.
Another bed sit? Because you're not wanting back into all that shit.
Henderson was only one landlord.
Oh, aye. They're all different right enough. Jamie's landlord Fraser. He runs a whorehouse, but he only takes in young laddies. McNeil Dunleith, he does underage lassies. Foley, he does blue movies. I hear there's one up Morningside does pensioners and drag.
Hey, got yourself a click.
Smooth bastard.
It just means he's got less plooks than you.
There must be some decent landlords, Pogo.
Oh, aye. If you can afford to keep them decent. I had a decent landlord when housing benefit was bunging him 50 quid a week for my room. They changed the rules. He got 3 quid less and it was Cheerio, Pogo and my gear on the street. Nae 3 quid. Nae fucking decency.
Excuse me, please. Do you not get awfully bored with all that soapbox stuff?
He's a friend.
Maybe you could do with some new ones. Can I buy you all a drink?
Hey, see if he's got a pal.
Someone to watch over
Hiya. Thought we might see you here.
You let me away in time for once. We weren't busy.
Designer department gemmers.
That'll get them going down the laundrette.
Laundrette? You no imagination, lassie.
No, my feet are killing me and the boss has been knitting my head all day. No.
What's he on about now?
My uniform isn't ironed. He says I look scruffy.
How are you supposed to get it ironed?
There's a guy behind us staring.
Bloody hell, it'd be one of them store cops.
It's that Timothy from the other night.
They're calling back? No.
No, my hair like this.
up at the hospital.
He's right, Jamie. I think that eyebrow needs stitches.
Fuck's sake. Which gorilla did you give cheek to?
It was his bastard landlord.
They wanted him to stay here and go to the police, Pogo.
Aye, that will be right.
It's her brother.
Aye, and us that'll be massacred.
Oh, some hard man.
Dinna start, Eleanor. I want to hear the story, Jamie.
These two wee laddies, a really young kid, in the next room to me. Fraser been bothering them for ages, touching them up in the kitchen like, but they didn't know what to know. So this morning, here's one of him and his heavies going raj, darring on the door. So then I hears the room being smashed up, them screaming. So I looks in, and they've got them on the flare, with their trousers off, and they're raping them, like. So I know she's off. But do this hardman see me and give me a right doing. Tell me to keep my trap shut. That'd just be for starters.
You're talking about him going to the police and staying here?
You're not suggesting he goes back there?
The first thing those bastards are going to do when they hear that is come down here, kick hell out of him, smash up the place and everyone in it.
How are they going to ken he's here?
Oh, come on, Eleanor. Those guys have money. They buy information. They buy people.
If he went to the police, Fraser would be arrested.
And all his heavies.
Well, can't he just do nothing?
And all his heavies.
I didn't believe I'm hearing this. Jamie here's beaten to a pulp. Two wee laddies that are raped by the animals, and you turn around and say, didn't he do anything about it?
No, didn't he? Can he?
He's fear. I play in the hard man, Pogo, but when it comes down to it, you bottle out. Scared.
And you're no. Is that what you're saying? You're no fear of Fraser and all the gorillas that work for him?
I stand up for my friends.
Fair enough. And I hope you're taking up martial arts and saying cheerio to this place. It's all we've got, but it's not going to last long if you get your way.
You're supposed to be Jamie's friends.
Aye. We're his friends. And we're giving him good advice. Stay out of other people's problems.
They were only bairns, Pogo. It's just not right.
Right? Wake up, lassie. What's right got to do with our lives? If there was right, we'd all hae homes and jobs and be smiling out of happy photographs like this. There isn't any right for us. Stuff like that is just fairy tales.
That's what you want us to believe. You didn't want it any different. That way you'd lose your chance of being a big man, bossing us all about.
Is that what you think, is it? Well, think what you bloody like.
We can't do anything, pal. And neither can you.
Guava halves? You've deleted that stuff.
You shouldn't be so fussy. You try different foods. Anyway, I can't always see what I'm getting.
Snails! Oh, you're liking it in the wrong shops. Silly waste.
Any for me?
She's hardly said a word since her brother went back.
She's not exactly famed for her conversation.
I think she's on something.
What the hell are they things?
Kittens. She found them in a poly bag in somebody's dustbin.
Fuck's sake, when's she gonna grow up?
Throwing his weight round again.
Thought you were out with that Timothy.
I am. I'm just back for some of my stuff.
You're not moving in with him.
I know.
You've only kept him 5 minutes. You must be daft.
Dinny beg. Take. That's what you're always saying. Well, that's what I'm doing. Taking a chance of happiness.
George isn't going to be amused.
Oh, aye. Another man sticking his nose in. He'd have his scrubbing floors 20 hours a day till I dropped deep.
I'm not really going.
You can come and see me, Zoe. You'll like the place.
I give you a week.
That's a hell of a generous Pogo. Where's my photo? If you've thrown it out...
I need you to help feed my kittens. Try to drown them. Poor things.
Fuck's sake, Zoe. What's the point of all this carry-on? They didn't need them, so they drowned them. Throw them away and forget it! George, how come you're not at work? Your boss giving you a holiday?
Got paid off. Not much work at the moment.
Why?
Seen much of Carol?
Not really. She and I had a bit of a falling out.
With Timothy?
Aye.
Seems to be going pretty well, though. Bumped into her the other day. She was looking brilliant. Talking about getting engaged and settling down.
After a couple of months?
5, in fact. You only gave them a week.
It was a manner of speaking.
Nah, well, not much better than your other manners. Got yourself a place yet?
Oh, yeah?
I was thinking of trying that hotline. You phone up the district council, they give you a flat right away.
They give you a tip.
Aye, well, it's a tip with electricity and running water. Just think. Hot bath any time you want. Flushing toilet. Proper cooking.
I could go that myself. Change from the night shelter anyway. Well, I'd better get off. Got an interview for a job.
Oh, good luck. George, keep in touch.
Keep in touch? I didn't believe it. You two suddenly pally. Like Hibs and Hearts planning a merger. What's the sudden attraction?
He believes in something.
Bastard. Aye, I'll get round there right away. Thanks, Eleanor.
Can I leave this with Carol, please? You! Come on, pal. You can't blame me. I didn't want this. But you couldn't expect me to be an instant solution to all her problems. Instant happy families. She Ken's fine. You show your face again, I'll give you an instant funeral, pal!
So, you were right all along?
That's not what I'm trying to say.
No? I thought he loved me. I really thought he loved me.
These things happen. Carol, I can't take seeing you like this.
He wanted me to get rid of it.
Forget him.
They want me to think about that too. I'm only 18. I've no money, nowhere to stay. It wouldn't be fair to the baby.
We'll get a council house and day it up. Make a proper home for all of us. Things seem bad right now, but doesn't mean they got to stay bad.
Now who's a bloody social worker?
That Jacko certainly gets around.
Aye, well, if I ever find you wee bastard, you'd better be quick off the mark.
No offence, doll, but have you lot got keys?
How else would we have got in?
Same way as Jacko, Bonzo, Chinky and whatever other daft names they cry themselves. I'm Mary for downstairs, by the way. They're never letting you the flat in your own state.
Are they no? Do you want a look?
I wasn't trying to be cheeky. You just can't be too careful round here. The minute there's an empty flat, the druggies are in, smashing it up and chewing the pipes. I was flooded out last Christmas. I wasn't wanting the same thing over again.
We'll be moving in tomorrow.
Oh, you'll need to get them to do something about this first. These flats are bad enough, cold and the damp. You took the autographs every white boy in the area, scored the length of your was.
Let's take it or leave it. They say there's no money for decoration.
I wouldn't cry covering this lot decoration.
Don't worry. After I've got to work on it for a couple of days, it'll be looking brilliant.
You and a van load of emulsion.
Come on. Carol! George! Are you dead in there?
What the hell are you playing at?
Happy families. Excuse me.
Well done. Hang on, who invited you in?
Come on, George, we're doing you a favour.
Lumbering us with stolen goods.
Try to tell me you've already got a cooker.
Who says we have nae?
Eleanor.
We were going to buy a cooker. We got a loan from the social, but the paint took the lot. We needed 4 coats.
We're still going to buy one.
Which century?
When we've paid back the loan from the paints.
That'll be nearly a year, George.
It'll be honest.
Thanks, Maggie. See you later. I wouldn't have brought a bear nut in the squat.
It was good of you to bring the cooker.
Good, that wouldn't matter.
Do you not think it's good for your sister to get proper meals?
We're eating.
Pie suppers and chinkies. George, it would be better. Just for the baby.
I wanted to do everything fair and square.
Let me in, I'm freezing.
Hiya, I'll bring you one through.
Show us the look then.
The stand's broken, but George will sort that. 25p. This old wifey tried to grab it off me. I nearly had to batter her to make her let go.
The audience are the worst at jumble sales. God, he'd have you to get to a bargain.
We're all in daft hats and fur coats and sticking in the ribs with their brawlies.
Well, you would go out to Barrington.
You get better stuff at posh jumbles. Look.
Oh.
Oh.
It'll never fit into that.
Yeah. No. Oh.
Have you thought about a coat? My pal's lassie's selling hers for a tenner. It's in good condition. Her house is spotless.
It's not a good time right now. We've just paid an electric bill and that lot sent me back a £5. Maybe if she could wait a week or two.
I'll get you one.
We should stand on our own feet now. George is right.
George will be the same as most men. Keen on the notion of bairns. Bugger all idea what it takes to look after one. I wouldn't do that, son.
Why not?
It's mould for the dampness. They've been telling us for years just to wash it away. Now it turns out if you rub it, it gets into the air, into your lungs, it makes you ill.
That can't be right.
Scientifically proved. Some doctors up at the university did a survey. A lot of technical words telling us what we'd known for years. Asthma, bronchitis, diarrhea, headaches. That's what that lot gives you.
It's poison.
It's some kind of fungus. Most of the flats round here have got it. Some walls are coal black by the end of winter.
I'll paint over it.
I'll come back.
Then I'll do it again.
I'm away at the corporation. First thing to give them an earful and ask for a transfer.
You'll get yourself a hurl and a hearse first. With thousands in the queue before you, and all the decent hooses being sold.
Well, there's no way I'm bringing my bear into a poison house. They're going to have to do something.
I've been in that many delegations trying to get something done. My man thinks I'm having it off with the provost. By the time they stopped telling us we were cracked, the government had stopped them spending money.
So you'd just be wasting your breath.
Son, it's I we're speaking up, even if nobody listens. It's cried self-respect.
Well done, Carol, and rest. Well done. But we don't need that, do we? We're doing very well without it.
What's all the wee stuff? I'm not surprised she doesn't need it. I bloody do.
Now concentrate, Carol. Concentrate and push.
Do fine.
And again. Well done.
Lovely.
And again.
Lovely.
Good girl. That's baby's head here now.
It's all puffy. What's the matter? Why is it like that?
Baby's perfectly all right, Carol. It's fine. Now concentrate and give another push.
There's something wrong. I know there is. Please tell me what's wrong.
Silly, Carol, and push. Push.
Oh, God. I know there's something wrong.
And again. Come on. Push.
I'm nearly there.
Well done. And again. One more time. Come on. Push. Well done. It's a lovely baby boy.
Oh, he's all right. Oh, you're beautiful. You're so beautiful. I'm going to give you such a lovely life. Weren't expecting visitors just yet.
Well, Eleanor was wanting you to get that right away. Soon you wouldn't get shown up with other mothers.
She shouldn't have bothered.
Oh, no. You look brilliant right enough in that old flower sack. Is that it, then?
He's called Robbie. Do you want a hold of him?
Oh, no bother. Not that keen on bairns. Anyway, looks awfully like George to me. George or a frog with a beamer.
Next time you come, bring your specs.
Hey, you.
Is that baby's father? What gives you that idea? The fact he's done a disappearing act.
That thing isn't real. Every time you paint over it, it just comes back again.
Aye, well, with you and George in the same house, it'll know of the nerve.
What's that supposed to mean?
We are moving in.
Am I hell? You can, Maru. Then I get tied down.
Oh, aye, I ken what you say. I believe my eyes.
I thought you were moving in and all.
We're up here.
You're a right pair of old sweetie wives. The last thing I'm into right now is a fixed address where the police can harass me.
Oh.
He's awfully wee.
£7.
I'll get the kettle. Carol, on my way back to town. You all right?
Is it damp?
All of them.
I wanted to make everything nice for him.
I'll get you more. I'll buy them.
But what?
For a chance at Joe, be good money.
Like you said, none of us could ever get.
How's the wee man today?
Real wheezy. He can't seem to shift it.
I heard him again in the night.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't complaining, doll. Wayne's can't help it. No, like some I could mention. You're a daft lassie hen. You can't expect neighbours not to complain with all the racket that comes out of that flat of yours. Everybody and anybody coming and going day and night.
You try to tell me you'd turn your friends away from the door if they'd no money and nowhere to stay?
I can see your problem, but I can see the neighbours and all. They're not wanting the area pulled right down. And you needn't make that face at me neither. I wasn't one of the ones that went to the corporation.
Aye, well, you'll not be bothered much longer. The electricity's been cut off. They'll all be moving somewhere warmer. It's been at my place. It's after Pogo and Grant for a job.
Oh, they're not going to take it.
Somebody else has got to give them one.
Carol, it's me.
It's hardly stopped since she left last night. George had to go and ring for a doctor at 1 o'clock this morning. It's 3 times I've had him out in the last month.
And?
Chronic chest infection and bronchitis.
Again?
It's the dampness. He's given me Linctus for the burn and Valium for my nerves and a line to the house and for a move.
Sound?
He writes dozens every week. They don't do any good.
See anything else?
To keep the heating up and the windows open. We'll never manage the bill. And before you start, I can't find we're no managing Maui.
You get yourself some sleep. Well, if I took that job...
With Henderson?
Uh-huh.
You'd be doing his dirty work, battering folk like Jamie.
Look, it'd be legal. Enough dust to live on. We could look after Robbie.
I couldn't have anything to do with anyone that did that.
It used to crack me up when I was a bairn, coming here and seeing them on cages.
Why did you come then?
You wanted to bring Robbie.
I meant the last time.
What do you think? We could be happy.
Another note back.
At least they bothered to write back to say no.
I'm giving Carol a hand with the tea. She's not feeling that great.
There's only beans and bread as far as I can see. How come Loverboy's no mucking in? Even I can make toast.
He's been lifted.
Oh, brilliant. Bloody brilliant. Did they come here?
He was coming out of the stair.
What were they after him for?
Taking away a motorbike.
For last month's trip?
Borrowed it.
Oh, borrowed.
We dinna ken if he's been charged. Whenever you got a bad name round here, your eye being lifted. Half the time they dinna press charges.
Oh, well, that's all right then. So long as he stays here, we can look forward to regular visits from the police. That's just what we're needing.
That's not what I meant, George. Look, we maybe didn't agree with the laddie's methods, but you can't deny he meant well. His heart's in the right place.
And his mouth's in his arse. Knew better than anybody else. Had everything taped. Then you get pinned down. Then you get involved in what you can't handle. And now he's doing the bloody police cells, handling a bloody statement. If he gets us involved...
Hold on a minute, George. I understand you being upset, but do you really think he's your enemy?
I've had it up to bloody here with him nipping our heads. Telling us how to run our lives. Spending half his nights here. Playing the big man. Buying meals, clothes for Robbie, shoes for her. Big bloody hero. And now he kens what I could have tell him years ago. He's on a one-way ticket to Soughton.
He did it for me.
This attitude is going to get you nowhere. We have reason to believe that you have been defrauding the state and are therefore entitled to inspect your home.
I've done nothing.
If you've nothing to hide, then you'll not object to me looking around your bedroom.
Oh, you just got him to sleep.
It's an extremely serious matter, Miss Forbes. I would advise you to be cooperative.
They're mine.
How long has Mr. Patterson been staying here?
He doesn't.
We have evidence, Miss Forbes. Mr. Patterson has been seen entering this building late at night and leaving in the morning.
You've been spying on me.
We have the public interest to protect. You've been claiming from us as a single householder. Do you understand what that means, Miss Forbes? Yet we have reason to believe that you are cohabiting with Mr. Patterson.
No, that's not right.
He spends the night here.
Sometimes.
He contributes to the household.
He sometimes helps me out. How else am I to manage?
That's not for me to say, Miss Forbes. Though I might suggest that having an electric fire full on here with the window open is unduly extravagant.
It's what the doctor told me. For the damp. My baby's always got a bad chest. I've got to try and keep him dry and warm.
I couldn't afford it.
Nor can I.
Which would lead me to believe that you have another undeclared source of income. I have to tell you, Miss Forbes, that I'm satisfied that you are no longer entitled to benefit.
How will I live?
It's not my job to advise you on that.